Namaskar, hello, and a very good afternoon to all you lovely people who've joined us from all across the world. A leader is one who empowers others. A leader is one who sees a possible
Recording in progress.
future and believes that it can be obtained. We thank you all wholeheartedly for making the Himalayan Leadership program a huge success. Your outstanding support is very much appreciated. I'm sure our interactions and learning during this program has brought a lot of positive changes and new thinking, and you are learning to lead your life meaningfully. Leadership is the most powerful tool of self-development. Leadership has evolved over the years and yielded great results. And we at Indian Leadership Academy truly believe in creating leaders and inspiring them to lead with wisdom. We will keep this program in future to create more leaders in India and Asia in 2022 as well. Today's program is specially dedicated to our country on their 73rd Republic Day special, which is followed by our Global Outstanding Leadership Awards. Now, these awards are for immense contribution by individuals, which has been made in terms of service delivery excellence, innovation, and leadership mentoring. This award is purely based on merit, and this award does not distinguish nomination based on country, education, social status, gender, or the field of contribution. We have chosen many leaders for various other industry backgrounds this year who have been extraordinary and have been consistent in terms of leadership excellence. So, to set the ball rolling, I would like to introduce to you our first speaker. He is retired from Indian Army after serving the nation for 33 years. He is the head of our international operations at Indian Leadership Academy, also a master trainer and a mindfulness expert. He's also the author of his book, Self-Love Mantra. So let's get to hear from his vast and rich experience of being a leader in the Army. Please welcome Brigadier Arun Gupta.
Thank you so much, Ritu, and Jai Hind, good afternoon, and heartiest congratulations to you all on this 26th January, India's 73rd Republic Day, the day to celebrate our might, our unity in diversity, and the supreme sacrifice that many of our ancestors have made. Today, I'll just introduce to you this topic for next about 10 minutes or so before Kaushik comes in. It's not the mountains that we conquer, but we conquer ourselves when we scale through those big heights. Himalayan way for me has a great significance as I spent almost 18 years out of my 35 years in the armed forces, venturing across the Himalayas from Kashmir to the northern easternmost part of our country. And you know, one thing I want to tell you is that you have to walk through these peaks to see for yourself that every step that we take teaches us about the nuances of discovering some unique leadership qualities. Himalaya means snow abode. Now for us, the Himalayas are not merely a range or a mountain, but also it is the abode of various gods, goddesses, mystical, is blissful, serene, pure with overwhelming beauty, and much more than our eyes can grasp. The Himalayas boast intricate geography of high mountains, deep gorges, those crevasses which you must have seen in some of the videos, forest, the rolling plateaus, and some of the great biodiversity that we can see on this planet. Now, journey to the mountain during my army service was full of learning of amazing leadership skills and lessons, as I traversed from one peak to another. And not only me, and carried my team also along with that. I don't know whether you have been to any of these mountains to see for yourself, because you need to feel and experience when you are on these mountains, and especially in our country, Himalayas. Every step and every breath that you take to explore them, you can feel their beauty as well as leadership skills. That is why we call it Himalayan way, because these mountains teaches us galore of leadership skills, which I'll mention that. Now, mountains remind us that the world is not entirely a technology and man-made way of life. It reminds us that we need to be durable and prepared without rigidity and inflexibility. Now, mountains command humility with their sheer beauty and strength. And we can learn so many leadership lessons, not only from mountains, but also from its flora and fauna, its guides and Sherpas. They teach us a lot of leadership lessons. And I don't know whether you are aware of it. You must have heard the mountain goats. They teach us a lot of lessons about leadership. Everything in the nature that we come across in Himalayas teaches us some of the other lesson of leadership. But for me, the most important lesson that I've learned is something called as collaborative leadership. Now, we learn a great deal of collaborative leadership from mountains, especially when we climb the higher peaks. We in the army have to encounter so many situations, life and death. And more often than not, though the corporate leaders don't face such situations of life and death, but they do operate in a volatile environment that demands strong leadership skills, quick decision making based on their best information that they can get in the shortest possible time. Or if you see, in a sense, we might say that the work of the corporate team scale their own Himalayas every day. It may not be life and death, but do they have the kind of task that they have to do? So, what is a collaborative leadership? Collaborative leadership is a way of managing people across the organizational boundaries. And in collaborative leadership, in environment of collaborative leadership, the managers aren't simply there to oversee your work or the project, but they move along with the teams as their part to achieve what they have to achieve, and they call it a shared goal. We move in a mountain from place A to place B. It is such a difficult thing to do that when one step that you take, if it goes few inches left or right, one is down the deep train or a crevices, and 99.5% there are no chances of one coming alive out of that. So Himalayan way doesn't only teaches us that leaders have to be physically strong, but it tells us they have to be mentally strong also. And that is true for whether you are in the army or you are in the corporate world. Unless you are mentally strong, even if you are physically strong, you cannot become a better person or a better leader. And so mind and body, they say, is in sync with each other. If both are connected and both are tough, only then you can take balanced decisions. And what does mental fitness does is to improve your focus. Like I said, that every action that we take in army to climb on these mountains is to have our focus on each and every step that we take. For those who know meditation, it is some kind of meditation that we do every moment. Why? Because, like I said, even if one person take a wrong step, the whole team goes for a six. So that is what a good leader need to have: focus, total focus on the goal. Only then he'll be able to achieve that. The second part that we learn from these Himalayas is planning and clear vision. You need to plan, you need to back up, you need to have a backup plan, and you need to have a backup to backup plan. You cannot just go in one direction without having backup plans. And the great leaders, what they do, they read out the past history, the past experiences of the similar kind of goals that people have achieved. And they learn those lessons and implement in achieving those goals. In army, we call something like a military history, where we learn from the past battles of First World War, Second World War, and many other battles, and take some lessons. A good leader will learn from the past history of great leaders, read about them, and see how best they could achieve their goal with much ease, and you replicate that. The most important thing is that it is all about your team. Right people at right place, clarity of not the overall goal, but the clarity of role of each and every person in your team to achieve that main goal. Even if one person slips from that rope while climbing, the whole team comes down. And if you have a one weakling in your team, the whole team goes for a six. I'm not saying you get rid of these weaklings. In army, we don't leave our injured soldiers behind. We carry them with us. Similarly, a good leader carries the whole team along with them, irrespective of how good he is. The next is that what we learn from the Himalayas is that be prepared for setbacks. Setbacks are bound to happen, and take it in a good spirit. But remember, you need to keep your flexibility, never reinforce your failures, change strategy, change approach, and you will reach your goal. The next, which is most important again, is the build mountain of trust in your team. Your team should be willing to go any mile to achieve that goal, irrespective of what kind of situation it is. Whether the weather is good, weather is bad, if the climber has to climb a peak, he does that. And that is what we learn from these great Himalayas. And last but not the least, which for me is the most important lesson that we learn from the Himalayas: be compassionate. The compassionate doesn't mean that you have to be weak. The compassionate means that you have to yield to one's who's more challenged in life. You need to step into everyone's shoes and realize that how much can they can do. So I'm sure that this was my brief experience that I learned in those 18 years which I served in the mountains out of almost 35 years in the army. And I'm sure that next few hours will be the most rewarding for you to learn some of the finest leadership lessons from one of the finest leadership coach. Thank you so much. Over to you, Ritu.
Thank you, sir. Wow, that was some brief into his experience, and we're happy to have him between us to share what he has gone through in his lifetime in Indian Army. So you can type it in the chat box if you have any questions for Brigadier Arun. What are your takeaways from what he said? We would love to hear that before we move ahead. So over to our lovely audience if they have any questions, or what was their one takeaway out of what Brigadier Arun just spoke on. So let's hear it from you guys. You can use the chat box, or you can raise your hand. We'll put you off mute and you can put up your question. Sneha is saying, thank you for sharing. Yeah, compassion is negotiable. A strong leader cares about the whole team. Kritika is saying it was amazing. Ravi Chandran saying it was really good. Nice to know about your experience. Dr. Aparna is saying we do not leave insured soldiers. My takeaway. Jenny is saying when it comes to goals, at times systems are too high to relate with its goals with individuals. Babita saying leader is visionary. Bhupendra saying thanks a lot. Okay. So Devika saying wonderful takeaways. Collaborative leadership helps achieve goals. Prabha saying my key takeaway is don't go into just one direction. Saloni saying compassion is the only way forward. Naomi is saying compassion is leadership. In leadership is not weakness. So great. We get to hear your thoughts on what you heard from Arun sir. So now we'll move ahead. So our next speaker, of course, needs no introduction, but we have a lot of new faces today in the crowd. There are a lot of people who've joined us from different parts of the world. So for them, the next speaker, it's time to introduce our own chief mentor, founder of Indian Leadership Academy, recipient of Phillip Award. He's amongst India's top 10 corporate trainer and coaches, a leadership trainer, a keynote speaker, international coach, NLP and neuroscience expert. He's an author. He's an IIM alumnus. He holds 25 years of experience with GE, HP, and Wipro. He has been mentored by world's #1 coaches like John Maton and Tony Robbins. He is also the top-selling author of the book, Are We Leading? So please put your hands together for our very own Kaushik Mahapatra.
Thank you, Ritu. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Thank you, and a big namaste, and a happy Republic Day to all of you. People in India, happy Republic Day. People who are not in India, right, happy Republic Day to you also. Thank you so much for being here. Can we do a namaste, everyone? Can we do a namaste, everyone? Right, these are Corona times, and namaste is the best way of wishing each other. Can we do it a little magical way? Let me see how magical is this audience. Wow, yeah, you guys are doing along with me. Peter is doing along with me. Coach Vandana is doing along with me. Suresh is doing along with me. Arunji is doing along with me. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, and a big namaste one more time. And I'm very happy that you guys made it. It's not easy. I think it's 2 o'clock in India. I'm sure, right, in many parts of the world.
Recording in progress.
It's a working day, but people are here. And the best thing we can give to each other in today's world is not money, but time, my dear friends. And I'm very happy that you gave that time to us. I'm very happy that Arunji started this, and what a wonderful experience from those mountains. What a wonderful experience. They say if you want to be a leader, this is my favorite quote. If you want to be a leader, you need to have the mind of a scientist. The mind of a scientist, the heart of a mother, and the soul of a monk. That's the combination, my dear friends. Yes, indeed. And anyone for that matter who is into personal development space, who's into leadership, that's the combination. the mind of a scientist, the heart of a mother, and the soul of a monk. According to me, if we have to really create a great leadership journey for this world, for individuals, East and West should meet. Can everyone do this? Let's say East. Let's say East. This is East, by the way, and this is West. Right? Let us make sure that East and West are meeting, right? West are meeting, right? My dear friends, when East and West meet, when the models meet, when the mindsets meet, there's a lot of people who are only Eastern. They think Eastern, Eastern, Eastern. They don't like the Western ways of doing things. There are also people who are only Western, 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 Western. They don't like the Eastern ways of doing things. But God has created that balance, my dear friends. That's why God has created these directions. I don't know why people don't talk about North and South, though. Of course, people talk about it as well. So today, while you are here, I'm going to share my experiences on some Eastern and Western models of leadership. I'm going to share my experience. I don't know whether they are right or wrong, but whatever I have learned, whatever has worked for me, I'm going to share in a very, very raw form to all of you, my dear friends. My friends from India, South Africa, Vietnam, Philippines. I can see a lot of people from a lot of countries. Sri Lanka. A big namaste once again, if you have joined late. Yes, I'm a strong believer in two personalities. Mahatma Gandhi, who said, be the change you want to see in others. And Nelson Mandela, who said, I am I because of you. Nelson Mandela said that, I am I because of you. Without you guys, I cannot be a leader. Keeping that in mind, we introduced this program, and this program is called, by the way, the Himalayan Way. Anyone? Any guesses? Why is it called the Himalayan Way? What, according to you, is the Himalayan way? That's my first question to all of you. What, according to you, is the Himalayan way? What's your definition? Remember, your definition is the most important. No one else's matters, guys. What's your definition? Put it in the chat box. What, according to you, is the Himalayan way? And I want a couple of people to share your experiences before even I start. I want to make sure that I love interacting with people. Let us see who has got the definitions already ready. What, according to you, is the Himalayan way? Let me pick Rajesh. Rajesh, you're looking good in the Indian press. Happy Republic Day. Can someone unmute Rajesh, by the way? What, according to you, is the Himalayan way? No ideas, someone says. No problem, guys, no problem. Okay, standing tall, to be strong in any situation, strong and stable, says Nadira. Outstanding leadership ideas, reaching the height with team. Bhupinder says that. Wonderful, wonderful, big, right? Okay, Rajesh has been unmuted. Yes, Rajesh, go for it.
Yeah. But that's what I'm trying to learn from you, right?
That's an easy one, buddy. That's an easy one. Easy one. Okay.
To me, what I would try to, gauge it as striving for excellence and taking everyone along with you to strive for that excellence.
Very good. Anyone else wants to share? What, according to you, is the Himalayan way? What, according to you, is the Himalayan way of leadership? Michael, Peter, Coach Vandana, anyone wants to share? Can we unmute Michael, please? Okay, Michael.
Reaching the
Yes, like I said, I've no idea what the way of the Himalayas is. I just know that the mountain is calling me. So, yeah, I'm listening. I'm stepping up, and that's why I'm here.
Wow, what a nice phrase. The mountain is calling me. Yes, that's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful line. Thank you, guys. Thank
reaching
you.
the unreached.
Thank you. I also have my mentor today, Peter, all the way from UK. Hi, Peter. Right, can someone mute Peter, by the way? Can someone unmute Peter? Yeah.
Yep. Hi, Kaushik. Hi, everybody.
Hi,
I think the Himalayas are the ultimate achievement, the tallest mountains, most beautiful mountains in the world. and getting to that achievement for ourselves, for others, maybe only one or two get to the top, but to get there requires a huge team with a massive range of skills. So there's the achievement, but also the beauty, and a combination of peacefulness, which I can remember, but also cold and challenging and hard. It's the ice falls, the glaciers are hard. So leadership is not easy. So lots and lots of lessons. I was there 1975 in the summer before Chris Bonington got to the top the hard way, or at least Dougal Haston and Doug Scott, and had the privilege of trekking up to the Himalayas with Sir Edmund Hillary, who was at that stage different sort of leadership, but building schools in Nepal. So anyway, I could go on, but it teaches us a lot about ourselves, and it's beautiful.
Thank you, Peter, for sharing that experience.
Pleasure.
Yes, yes. And while you were talking, I was actually trying to put this picture. Right, this is the
I love it.
magnificent Himalayas. Right, perfect. Thank you for your definitions, my dear friends. Thank you for your definitions. Now, according to me, yes, of course, a lot of people, by the way, we Indians have the privilege to visit Himalayas every now and then. But yes, a lot of people from across the world has been to Himalayas. They have got the changes in them. They've got the transformation in them slowly and steadily. And yes, that's why Himalayas are the Himalayas, the magnificent Himalayas. And that's what Steve Jobs said also. If you have read the book which Steve Jobs wrote after he actually went back from India, he was more talking about two things. He said intellect is not enough for leaders. It's the combination of intellect and intuition which can make you a great leader. So my dear friends, it's always the combination of intellect and intuition which can make you a great leader. And yes, in mostly we have seen that the scientists and the intellect have come from the West. The intuition have mostly come from the East. And when these things combine, you see that your leadership journey can be a marvelous one. So yes, I'm remembering Steve Jobs at this point of time. And in order to begin, yes, and that's why we have named this program Himalayan Ways, because a lot of people have been to Himalayas and got transformed themselves. And to me, leadership is all about transformation. Leadership is all about transformation. So keeping that in mind, let me share some of my experiences on leadership. And I'd like to share some of the Western models, some of the Eastern models. And these are some things probably, if you hear it for the first time, you might wonder, well, is that true, my dear friend? And that's okay, my dear friend. If you are actually going through that contemplation, saying, hey, is this something I would like to take it or not, right? But that's a good thing. That's a good thing that you're evaluating these things. And so in my few minutes of talk, I would like you to go through these models and also ask me a lot of questions. Also ask me a lot of questions. The way we have done, created this program is what we will do is I'm going to share my experiences. And then we have one of my co-facilitators who's going to come afterwards and do a leadership assessment, a very simple leadership assessment, right, for you guys. They say you need to keep doing an assessment for yourself every year, just to see where you are in the journey. I mean, leadership is a journey and not a destination. We all know it. So keeping that in mind, I'm a big, big fan of quotes. And this, by the way, and that's what I'm going to share to start with. This guy has taught me in the Himalayas. He was only He's only 19 years old, by the way. 19-year-old monk. Yes, I'm 46 now, and I had no shame learning from a 19-year-old. And I believe that he has more knowledge and power than me. And more power to the youth of this country, the youth of this world, that they are so intelligent and they are doing so much in today's context. Now, what is shared, before even I share my experience, his experience has always helped me. And he always told this sentence to me: if in any time in your life you feel like if you can't, you must. If you can't, you must. And this is one line, it's going on in my mind every day after I heard this sentence. And not just him, I've heard this from so many intellectuals in different forms. It's my dear friends, if you can't, you must. And what the other golden learnings which I learned when I spent some time in the Himalayas is the mantra for leading a happy life, they say, is to forget two things. The mantra for happy life is to forget two things. We all want to lead a happy life. The first one, my dear friends, is to forget the good you did to others. You have to forget it at some point of time. You don't have to be so talking about it, saying I helped him and I had that organization and I just did that and just did this. Not needed. People are watching you already. People know. You don't have to brag it, my dear friends. And the second one, which you need to forget, is forget the bad done by others to you. If possible. I know we all say that forget it, forget it, forget it. But we must try. Even if you forget 50%, my dear friends, your life is all settled and you will always lead a happy life. To me, leadership is not just corporate kind of leadership. Leadership to me can be personal also, can be professional also. And to me, in the bigger circle of life, your professional life is a very, very small circle. Most of you have not got it and we only learn it with time. So my dear friends, forget the good you did to others and forget the bad done by others to you. That's the mantra. And after he taught me, I've been using this and it has really, really helped me in some form. The other thing which he taught me is leadership to him was nothing but leadership to me is my responsibility to myself. You don't have to worry about others to start with, my dear friends. What's your responsibility to yourself? You taking responsibility in terms of your thinking, in terms of your talking, in terms of your interacting, in terms of your doing. Are you taking responsibility is the key as a leader, both professionally and personally. No one has to tell you that Rajesh, you need to do this. Arunji, you need to do this. Kaushik, you need to do this. No, not needed. It's your responsibility, my dear friends. And I'm sure, right, what we always say and do, there'll always be a difference. But however, if the gap is little less, you will always lead your life effectively. And the third one he actually taught me, and this is also something I heard from Tony Robbins in a different way when I was actually learning from him, that ultimately leading a happy life comes from progress. In whatever form, whatever you're doing in life, let's say, for example, you want to be a millionaire. You want to make your life more meaningful. You want to spend a lot of time with your family. You want to probably get a new promotion or a new job or you want to do a career transition to coaching or training. Ultimately, they say, if you want to be happy about it, that you're doing something there, you need to do some progress every day, if not every day, every week, at least you should say, hey, you know what? I want to do this and I'm progressing one by one, step by step. And I see almost 5% progress in the last 1 month. When that thing comes to your mind, you'll be the most happiest guys. These are the 3 key learnings from this monk. And that changed my life. How many of you feel good about these learnings? How many of you feel good about these learnings? Give me a high five. Give me a high five. Give me a high five. And tell me, which one is your favorite? Which one is your favorite in the chat box? I want really, really everyone to be here in the video mode and interact with me, talk to me, right? Give me some high fives, and I'll be very happy with that love and affection. I think somebody wants to share. Which one is the second one? Okay. And the number 2. Okay, the number 2. Everyone is liking the number 2. Very good. I know it's tough, guys. It's tough, but we can do. We can do, right? Even if 20% of it can be a big thing. So all my 159 leaders, how is it going so far? How is it going so far? It's already 40 minutes in the session. Give me a high 5, give me a high 10, and give me a big namaste. Give me a big magical namaste. Big magical namaste if you're learning. Just say, I am learning, I am learning. Remember, leaders are learners. Leaders are learners, my dear friends, lifelong learners like Peter. Every time I spoke to him, he would be learning something else. Very good. Nice. Now coming back to what I wanted to share. Okay, anyone wants to say something at this point of time? Anyone wants to say something? Is it all okay? Is it all good? Everyone's smiling? Everyone's smiling? Where are the smiles, by the way? Right? Leaders always smile a lot, guys. Don't worry about anything. You are here. Let's spend some time together. I like the way Rekha smiles, by the way. Smita smiles, by the way. Smita became Mrs. India, right? She won a contest in Mrs. India and she is here learning. Wow. Very good. Nice. Very good. Smita wanted to share something. How is it going for you?
Yeah, thank you. Good afternoon, first of all, and very happy Republic Day to all of you, the 73rd Republic Day. And thank you, Kaushik sir, and thank you, Asian ILA team for congratulating me and speaking about this in this platform. Kaushik sir means a lot to me. I'm very happy, and like you said, a lot of changes after I have been attending such classes. Self-belief is the most important thing that I have been learning throughout these sessions. And the moment that you decide to make your dreams come into reality, only that particular moment you make a change in your life. Otherwise, just keep thinking about it doesn't make much of changes. So like Vivekananda said, arise, awake, stop not till the goal is achieved. So I guess now it's time for me to practice more than preaching. And that was a way ahead. So I'm very glad for learning so many things, being inspired by all of your talks, and looking forward to leadership and succeeding my way.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We have a lot of our South African friends today, right? And, I'm sure, we have a rich history. We have learned a lot from South Africa. South Africa has learned a lot from India. Anyone from South Africa wanted to share? How are you feeling at this point of time? Anyone for that matter. You can raise your hand and someone will unmute you. Anyone? Anyone? Okay.
Hello.
Okay, Chinglem, how are you?
Hi, I wish you a very happy Republic Day and to everyone here. And thank you so much for hosting this. Well, I just wanted to drop by and just enjoy the moment and what we're here to celebrate together. I joined in lately, but I'm absolutely looking forward to how I can enjoy this moment. Just wanted to wish that.
Thank you, Chinglem. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hi, can we also hear from Bongai? Hi, Bongai, how are you? All good, buddy. He's a young chap. Let's talk to him. How is it going for you? Young leader. Can everyone say young leader? Leaders are always young, right? Young leader. Yes, Bongai, how are you feeling in this session so far?
I'm feeling well. Yes, I joined a little bit later, but I've learned something. I've learned that in order to lead a happy life, it comes from progress. It means that you have to work out something so that you enjoy, because you cannot reap what you have not sown, but you have to start by sowing, work very hard so that you can get at the end of the day.
I told you, he's a young leader. Thank you so much. Wow. Great insights. Thank you, everyone. Now, coming back to what I wanted to share as my first lesson. The first lesson, leadership lesson, which I learned in my life, in my 46 years so far, is leadership. I don't know why people talk about leadership only in corporates. And they have made such a big, big thing about leadership. As if it's some big deal. I mean, everyone can be a leader. We can see leadership in the streets, by the way. Why not? My biggest learning, my dear friends, was leadership begins at home. Leadership begins at home. We spend so much of time at home. In fact, we develop ourselves at home. We have a family. They are learning from us. We are learning from them. And especially during this pandemic, we have seen your kids are actually watching you. Your children are watching you. Your spouse is watching you. Whatever you do, let's say you're yelling at some customer, they're learning that from you, by the way. Don't do that when you're taking calls from home. But be nice to people. That's what your children also would hear, right? Of course, at times, right, we all humans, right, go out of proportion. That's okay. But most of the times, even if you're yelling at someone, do it in a closed room. Right? Not just that, but I feel that teamwork, motivation, coaching, anything, when you think about leadership traits, it all starts from home, guys. To me, a family is a team. A family is a team, and you're actually right, when you as a family do something together, and you get to see the output of it, even if you're doing some painting or something, it feels so good. So, my dear friends, leadership begins at home. You need to be a leader at home, and that thing will definitely cascade when you're going out, by the way. So, my dear friends, my first learning was leadership indeed begins at home. Keeping that in mind, right? That's my family, my wife, my two kids, and I always felt that because of them, as Nelson Mandela says, I am I because of them. By the way, right? Thank you, wherever my wife is and my kids. Thank you for making me a leader, and at least think like a leader. And all my monks, all my teachers, all my trainers. Thank you once again. Having said that, I wanted to, by the way, based on my experience, I wanted to quickly, I want you to quickly do some introspection and tell me this. So are you ready to write something? Are you ready to write something? You have a paper and a pen. If you don't have a paper and pen, you can even write on your cell phones, right? So my first question, my dear friends, we're doing some introspection together here. Tell me, are you a leader or a follower? Are you a leader or a follower? Put it in the chat box. Put it in the chat box. Are you a leader or a follower? Now, I'll tell you why did I ask this question to you in the first instance. Okay, some of you say, let me check the chat box. Let me check. Okay, some of you says follower, some of you says leader, some of you says both. Perfect. My dear friends, this is what it is. Now, this whole world always says, hey, you know what? I want to be a leader. Have you ever heard anyone saying, I want to be a follower? No one. No one says, I want to be a follower. But think about it. The best of the leaders were best of the followers at some point of time. And to the path of leadership, probably following is the first step. Probably following is the first step. And yet no one wants to be a follower. So my dear friend, this is the mantra. That sometimes you have to lead in life, sometimes you have to follow. The situation might be different. But you need to decide when to lead and when to follow. So when you have said both, I loved it. I loved it. Saying, yes, you need to be both. Sometimes you have to lead, sometimes you have to follow. Right? Where you have to decide. Maybe somebody is really good. You follow and gain, and then you become a leader sometime at some point of time. My second question to you, are you leading your life? Is your life leading you? at this point of time, by the way? Are you leading your life, or is your life leading you? If you don't understand the question, you just say, I don't know. Are you leading your life, or your life leading you? Okay? Leading. Okay. Okay. Good. Okay. Okay. Some of you say I'm leading my life. Somebody said life leading you. This is the thing, by the way, guys. No matter you want, you cannot lead your life. Always. Not possible. Not humanly possible. Sometimes your life will lead you. Sometimes situations will lead you. Sometimes you will be overpowering them. But it's always a combination. Sometimes the ecosystem wins, sometimes you win. But the more you win, you'll be more happy about it. And the more you bounce back, you'll be more happy about it. And a true leader does that, bounces back, always bounces back. Right? So that's the answer, according to me. My third question, have you invented or innovated anything so far? When I asked this question to a lot of people say, no, I've not got a chance to invent anything. Yes, innovation, yes. I remember innovation is all about the tweakings you do, right? There's already something existing and you change it and stuff like that. But most of them say, no, I've not done that. Just think about it, guys. God has given you a life and you have not invented or innovated so far. It's okay that you have not done it. But as a leader, you must try hard to see what can you bring new to this world? What can you bring new to your at workplace? What can you bring new in your family, to yourself? Maybe something which is not existing. Maybe a book on something which is probably very rare. Maybe some model which you have built, which you can teach people, and people can teach them in the classrooms. Maybe a new designer wear, right? Anything for that matter, right? So leaders do that, by the way. And how many leaders do you have in your close proximity? This is the biggest question. They say when you want to be a leader, you need to hang out with a lot of leaders. That's the mantra, right? So how many? I'm not talking about the leaders who you see in the videos and stuff like that, but how many leaders you have in your proximity? Put a number in the chat box. And the next one, the most powerful leader you have met in life so far, right? The most powerful, right? Put the name in the chat box. Just wanted to remember them at this point of time. Remember, because of them, you are what you are. And the next one is, what is that one limited belief which stops you to accelerate in your leadership journey? A lot of us have a lot of limited beliefs. I know we are not hearing that for the first time, that word. But limited beliefs is like, hey, I'm not able to do this. I'm not worth doing it. Sorry, I'm not worth, or probably I don't have that skill, or probably I don't have the will, or probably I don't have the money or the resources. So what is that one limited belief you have so that you're not able to accelerate in your leadership journey? Put it in the chat box. And the last but not the least, which animal? I'm sure there are a lot of animal lovers in this class. Which animal resembles you? In fact, it can be a bird also, man. Resembles your leadership style. Which animal? Right, let's put in the chat box all these answers. Let's put in the chat box. Right, I'm sure you're thinking. I made you think a little more than you expected. Sorry about that, but that's what I wanted to ask you. That's what I wanted to ask you. Right? Yes, and I wanted to see some answers. Wow. Okay, right now, okay, there's a lot of comments. I want everyone to read those comments. 50-50, life is leading my life, right? So that, remember, it's collective wisdom. When we read these answers, we also learn from them. It's flow, leading my life leading me, peace, no, yeses and no's. Okay, perfect. Okay, good. A lot of people are focusing, by the way. Okay, somebody says dog, unicorn, eagle. The last answer, by the way. Dog, unicorn, eagle, horse, dove. Wow, very good. Nice. Eagle. Most of you are eagles, by the way. Yes. And, and, very good. Very good. Okay, anyone wants to share? What is these questions? Why did I ask you these questions? Anyone? And what was happening when you were answering these questions? Anyone wants to share? Anyone wants to say? John, you want to share your insights? Can someone unmute John and Rekha then? First John and then Rekha. Okay. Okay, so we're playing the game of muting and unmuting, muting and unmuting. Lovely game, right? Okay, so John and Rekha, can someone unmute till that time? Yeah, so we can probably look at some of the windows, right? Yes, now people are unmuted. Yes, go for it, John. Okay, maybe Rekha is unmuted already. Yeah, John. Right. I think John is now unmuted. Yes, Rekha. So let's give it to John first. Yes, John.
Actually, my name is Mary Axia. John is my
dad's
name.
No problem.
John is my dad's name. See, I'm a social worker. I'm in this field for more than 23 years. We have an NGO. This session, in fact, to be frank, because we are also doing the leadership programs in schools for SAG women, for youth. So this enhances, in fact, not enlightens, it enhances our motivate our even everybody. So very good. All these questions really, it's like screening test, screening ourselves, scanning ourselves, in fact. So it's really boosting our energy system. Got it. Nice, very nice, very good. I really appreciate your attempt making everyone joining in this program enlighten ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So we have Rekha. Yes, Rekha, go for it.
All right. A very good afternoon, Kaushik, and all of you here. As soon as you shared that screen with us, I instantly went on the introspection mode and started actually questioning myself. There was some questions where I was maybe judging myself wrongly, and as you prompted and helped us to think, well, did realize where we stand. Thank you so much. It has really helped me to understand where I stand and where I need to go. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Very good. Very good. I like the way you talk, by the way. So expressive. Very nice. Very nice. Michael. Yes, Michael. Michael has been taking a lot of notes.
Hi again. Yeah, so my biggest realization from the previous slide is, yeah, my favorite quote was always like, throw me to the wolves and I will return leading the pack. So yeah, my leadership animal is definitely a wolf. I don't know how that's going to happen yet, but I do know that I'm in the process, and yeah, I believe this certification program is part of that. So yeah, thank you very much. I feel blessed to be here.
Wonderful, wonderful. I like the way you said we are in process. In fact, we all human beings are WIP, work in progress. Very good. Very good. Very good. Perfect. Okay, good, my dear friends. That's nice. And I'm happy that these questions are actually helping you to lead, helping you to find out where exactly you are. You will also do a leadership assessment with Neha at some point of time in this today. But this is definitely something. These are some of the questions I ask always myself. Have I invented something? Right. That's my most favorite one is this. Why am I here? I'm creating something, right? Why am I doing mundane stuff, right? Why am I not doing something which people needed at this point of time, right? Why am I wasting my time, right? And that's where it keeps me busy. And the other question which always helps me is I always try to make it a balance, saying, how can I lead and how can I follow at the same time? Every day I lead and every day I follow. Yes, leading in general, it can be a little sensitive, but the fact that I was talking about East and West, right? The mindsets, right? The Western mindset always says, hey, lead and not follow. Lead and not follow. But the Eastern mindset says, lead and follow equally. Right? And there's a little difference. Don't worry about Western, Eastern, right? I don't even know, by the way, where the West starts and where the East ends, right? No one knows, by the way. And no one knows who created this also, West, East, but it is, to me, it's one world, right? These are all concepts with different human beings, right? We cannot generalize also these things. But I always felt that leading and following both are needed to lead a great life. Right? So that's what I felt. That's what I wanted to share with you guys. So keeping that in mind, according to me, if you really have to lead your life personally, professionally, right? In the interest of time, maybe I know I'm not able to give time to a lot of people, but we will do some quick question and answers afterwards. But having said that, from the Western models, I have learned something which is very, very powerful. Right? This is one thing which one of my coaches in UK taught me, right? And I was a big, big fan. And that's called the strength wheel, my dear friends. That's called, some of you already know it, by the way. If you have been attending some of my programs, you already know it. But if you already know it, I want you to think about it one more time, right? And that's about the strength wheel. And this wheel changes, by the way, right? What is this strength wheel saying? If you see, there are 10 major areas, 10 major areas for life management. Unfortunately, right, MBAs teaches you marketing management, sales management, strategy management. No one teaches you life management in this world, right? And every youth should go through life management. I'll be very happy if a university comes with a life management, two years MBA on life management. How is that sounding? Right? I'm sure somebody will do it. But having said that, if you actually look at your life management, these are the 10 broad areas. It can be personal growth and learning, relationships, partner and love, family and friends. There are 2 sections, all the relationships, but it's a little specific. Community, environment is more about nature, right? In terms of how nature friendly you are. Let's say there are companies, there are entrepreneurs who are probably are polluting the air and stuff like that. And what kind of responsibility you have at that point of time. Then fun and recreation very much has to be part of life. Health and fitness is big time nowadays, and not just nowadays. Every it's something which has to be there every time, prominent in you. Career and work, right? How much you have progressed. Money and finances equally important. There are 2 sets of people in this world. Some people say, I really want a lot of money. Some people say, I don't need money. Unfortunately, money has become a vital part of all our lives. We need money. Money can change a lot of things, right? Those maybe 5,000 years before, no one probably needed a lot of money. But now people need money, right? So we are in this modern context now. And spirituality. And remember, spirituality is not about religion. The modern day spirituality is all about giving, all about sharing, right? So these are the 10 areas. These are the 10 areas. If anyone who wants to lead the life personally and professionally, if they're doing well in all these 10 areas, then they have a balanced life. How many of you agree? How many of you agree? How many of you agree? So fine, right? Very good. Give me a smile, give me a smile, give me a smile, give me a smile. Right? Suresh is giving me a smile. I just smile a little more, smile a little more. You will not lose anything. Very good. I would have said the smile wheel, not the strength wheel then. Okay. Now I want you to do one thing. I want you to check all these 10 areas and do something like this. I know you'll not, if you're not able to draw, I want to at least write these 10 areas in your paper, in a piece of paper, and give some number. Let's say, for example, when I did it, I gave this to me myself. This is something I did almost 10 years back. And I just gave these numbers to myself. If you see community-wise, I was like 8 there, and then environment was 8, fun recreation was 5, right? Health fitness was 4 for me, career 4, right? Spirituality is 4, personality growth 4, partner love 2, by the way, right? And this is because of my wife always telling me, honey, you never spend time with me. Why are we even married, by the way? And those days I used to do sales here and there and stuff like that, right? No time for family, right? Friends and family, right? And coincidentally, I also realized if you look at it, there is something very strange here. When I showed it to my wife, she said, you know what? You're giving more importance to friends and family than me. You see, it's a 3 there and it's a 2 here, right? So anyways, but that was the honest answer which I had when I looked at this wheel. I want you to now find out what's yours. Don't give it 10-10. Oh, I am actually living a life of nirvana. I am 10 out of 10 in every area. Cannot be, right? God also cannot claim it. And God doesn't claim it also, right? Perfect. So tell me, guys, where are your numbers? What are your numbers? Put it in the chat box. Put it in the chat box. Or one of you can tell me, where are you at this point of time? Can we unmute Devika? I want everyone to write these numbers and I'll tell you what needs to be done afterwards. I want you to write down these numbers and don't worry, just give a number. That's it. Based on what.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for letting me share this. So, do I share for all areas?
Yeah.
Okay. So, money and finances, I think for career and work, 6, health and fitness, 4 again, fun and recreation, 5, environment, 6, community, 7, family and friends, 7, partner and love, 4, personal growth and learning is 8.
Very good.
Spirituality is again 7, 8, 8. I'm working these 2 areas. I have been working a lot in the last 2 months. Rest of the areas I have a lot of work to do still. So I'm in the journey of getting there.
Got it. No problem. I think, and I'm very happy that you are able to share these things in a public forum like this. So hats off to you. Thank you so much. Anyone else would like to share? Ruchi, how are you? They have a smiling Ruchi. Ruchi is always smiling. So Ruchi, what's your number?
Hi Kaushik, good morning and good morning to everybody. So hope you guys are fine. I'll share my numbers. So spirituality, it's 8. Money and finances, it's 4 because I'm poor in managing. Career and work, it's 9. Health and fitness is 7. Fun and recreation, 6. Environment, 7. Community, 8. Family and friends, 6. Partner and love, 4. Personal growth and learning is 8.
Got it. Very good.
Yeah.
Very
Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Professor Arup, would you like to share your numbers? They say professors and teachers share everything. They're all open books. Right? Can we unmute, Professor? Yes. Yes, Professor Arup.
Yeah, actually, I do have. When you were showing me, this is really nice. The circle 360 degree, and under the 360 degree, we myself also delivering the many a time leadership. This particular 360 degree approach, holistic leadership. So I normally take into account 90 degree, 90 degree, 90 degree. That means the 490 degree, 4 quadrant of a particular circle. The first circle is the physical. If physical dimensions, total physical dimensions can be broken into the 90 degree, that means the 90 attributes. And in the similar way, there will be another 90 attributes for the physical P. Another is that the psychology. Psychology means intellect, wisdom, cognition. All these things will come together. That is also 90 degree, and 90 attributes, 90 axis will be there from that. So 180. Then after that, I normally consider the another 90 degree. This 90 degree for the purpose of a that is social dimension. It is also having 60 the 90 axis, and at the same time, the last one is the spirituality. So what is the formula? Is that 2p plus 2s. Under that, this whole 360 degree is coming. And now, if we go for, suppose subjectively, if we tell, suppose the 4 quadrant physical dimension attributes, then I should say that where you are covering, suppose the 10 dimension, I'm telling that, okay, within this one 90 degree, the physical dimension is a 1 quadrant of the 360 degree circle. So within that, I will give my circle, this range will be within the 5 to 5 only, because I cannot care myself for my physical attributes or the physical care. Somebody has to give me some support. The next one is the in psychological matter and the psychological intellectual matters that I can give up to the level of my satisfaction up to 8, because I do have a lot of the things to do, but I want to do it more and more and more like that. So that is because I normally give this time for the lifelong learning, is it not? From the learning, I want to get everything. That's the thing. So next is next dimension is social dimension. The social dimension, yes, more or less, I am social, but I am so much busy with the work that I am unsocial. So that is the reason why I should give it only 6. I'm social, very much social. I want to make it so positive, everything positive for me. Everybody can talk to me, everybody. I do not have these things, reservation. So that is the reason why I would like to tell that even, yes, but I am totally busy with my work. Who will now understand that I am social? So another is the spirituality. The spirituality means what? Unending, never ending, unlimited. That is the spirituality. Unlimitedness. We do have the capacity of the unlimitedness. We can excel up to the unlimitedness, but how much? At that dimension too, we will say that many.
That's a very good way of presenting, and then the 4 areas. Right, very good, very good. Can we all clap for Professor?
Yeah.
Can we all clap for Professor? Very good. And I'm sure we could have given you a little more time, but in the interest of time.
Yes.
I love the way you kind of have already sorted this out. So guys, now I am Professor. You also can do a total count, sum it up and see what is your number in a scale of 1 to 10. You've given already numbers in all these 10 areas. And now tell me, what's the total number? Put it in the chat box. And now the next thing which you're going to do is, in 2022, I know you have a lot of goals, but I want you to now look at all these 10 dimensions, right? And do something like this. What are you aiming for? When I did it for the first time, I aimed at this, right? For all my 10 areas. So I want you to do that now. And remember, it's your call. No one should tell you where you should need to go. Right? It's your call entirely based on your situations, based on the phase of life you are in, based on what you want to do as part of your career, right? Sujata says, maybe I will give 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 to all, but it's practically not possible, right? So being 100 is not possible practically, but you try to see how you can go up. And by the way, every year you'll see this will go up and down, go up and down. That's life, right? And when it goes down, you need to bring it up, and that's how we will balance our life. So how many of you like the strength wheel? How many of you like the strength wheel? How many of you like the strength wheel? Right? Complete the activity, and tell me once it is done. Give me a high five once it's done, or thumbs up. Okay. Very nice. Okay, so put it quickly, guys. Put it quickly and see what you wanted to achieve in 2022 in your leadership journey when you're leading your life, both personally and professionally. So keeping that in mind, let's move now. Let's move and see some of the other models and some of the other approaches to leadership. Now, when you actually look at the Buddha way of leadership, right? Buddha was a great leader. And the Buddha way of thinking, the Buddha way of doing is something everyone in India and Asia practice. And what I gained from the Buddha way of leadership is these 4 things. And what I realized is the fact that when we talk about suffering, right, in our journey, right, everyone wants happiness, by the way. No one says, I want sadness today. No. Everyone needs happiness, unfortunately. And there are a lot of people who need happiness, and they cannot even define what is happiness for them. Right? They cannot even define what is life for them, maybe because they are too transactional in their approaches. Right? It takes some time, by the way. Right? So, but I feel that when you have to take out suffering from your life, when you're leading your life, They say the root of suffering is desire. That's our Eastern model of thinking, is desire. Now, the Western model of thinking is, hey, why not we desire? That's okay. It's okay to desire. Right? It's okay to desire. And that's where always there is a debate. But according to me, yes, desire is something which needs to be there, but in ways where you feel, hey, I'm not being so, I'm not being so greedy about it. Have some desire, but not to a core where you are so greedy about it. That's the first thing which Buddha says. The second is, life is far from perfect. Everyone is looking for perfection, right? And there are other also Eastern models which talks about imperfection, right? But Buddha says that life is far from perfect. If you want to really, really be perfect in everything, let's say, for example, people want to do a job perfectly. People want to lead the life perfectly. People want to dress up perfectly. People want to be in this program perfectly. Not possible. Not possible that you will be perfectly doing everything. I'm cooking a meal today. Oh, it has to be done with a lot of perfection. No, there might be somewhere here and there. You never know. It's life. Ultimately, we're all humans. And that's what Buddha says, right? Saying, enjoy the imperfection more than perfection in anything around you and in you also. The third one, right, Buddha says is release yourself of praise, fame, and honor. Most of us want praise, fame, honor in whatever we want to do. A lot of us are doing that, by the way, right? We really want that people should appreciate us. Even the world has become so complex that when you kind of now do a digital post, after 2 hours you check, oh, how many likes I've got. Right? Are people following me? Are people liking me? Have people seen my video or not? Morning you wake up and say, oh man, I was expecting 100 likes. Only 20 people liked it. This has become so much. This has gone so much in our mind. It is good to some extent just to see how people are taking it, what I have expressed in social media, what are they thinking about it. But when you're doing it too much, then it's not something which is going to help you lead a healthy life or a happy life, right? And so the other thing is, it helps us to become. What does that mean? It helps us to become right? Now, what it means is, it helps us to become is the whole world is trying to make you successful. The whole world is trying to make you successful. Let's say, for example, I'm the trainer now, I'm the facilitator now. I can think of two things. You know what? I have to do a great job here. I don't think people are liking me. I don't think I'm doing a good job. I probably should do more of activities. I probably should do a lot more connect with my audience. Maybe I am thinking that way. But the audience always thinks, hey, how can I make this speaker successful? That's what the audience is thinking. So while the whole world is about to make you successful, if you have that element of doubt, you should take that out from yourself. That's what Buddha says. So these are the 4 teachings from Buddha which will definitely help us in leading a great life, in leading a great life. So far so good. So far so good. So far so good. Has anyone read any books on Buddha here? Any books or any reading you've done on the life of Buddha? Anyone knows a little more about Buddha? Right? Everyone has a Buddha at home, but anyone knows where he was born? Anyone knows where was Buddha born? Raise your hand and you can tell me. Don't Google. Okay, anyone wants to share? Where is Buddha born? Leaders. Okay, obviously everyone knows where was Buddha born. Right, Sandeep. Yeah, Sandeep, why don't you share? Sandeep wants to share. Sandeep, someone unmute Sandeep? Okay, Sandeep has already raised the hand. So you can unmute, guys. Just unmute, okay. Okay, so yes, Sandeep, go for it.
Sir, Kapil Vastu.
Sandeep, can you be a little louder?
Kapil Vastu in Nepal, sir. Born in
Nepal. Very good, very good. And where was he brought up, by the way? In his
No,
childhood
sir, in
days?
the before I know.
Yes, Sujata, go for it. Thank you, Sandeep.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay, Sujata, go for it.
Yes, sir. So he was born in Nepal, Lumbini, but since I recollect the childhood knowledge, like we actually had a story on Buddha in our history subjects that he was means he was living in a palace, and then he saw some like he seen the poor people and all those things, like how the poor were affected, killed, and all those. And then he later went into, like, he left everything and he went in a journey of his own, in a divine, in a spiritual way. So I think so that place is called Lumbini in Nepal. This much I just recollect.
Very good, very good. Let's clap for Sujata. Let's clap for Sujata. Right. Very seldom people are good in history nowadays. I mean, right. History is already history, right, for most of us. But you still remember. So thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Okay. So having said that, that was Buddha. I mean, that was my lessons from Buddha, right? The most important, the most, I would say, the most prominent one I feel is the saying which says the root of every suffering is desire, right? More desire, right? And at some point of time, I wanted to scale up and scale up and scale up. I said, hey, no, I have to probably stay here now. That's it, right? And do more in terms of intellect than just money, right? Or desires, right? So something like that, and that has helped me. I'm sure some of these teachings you guys are also using it in your life. So having said that, one of the other things which not just me, but a lot of people at Indian Leadership Academy, we all agree is, can I share my screen one more time? Okay. Okay. And you guys can see my screen. So coming to the other thing which I wanted to share, the other thing which we all believe is something called the Metta Bhavna, right? And Metta Bhavna is nothing but, it means how to cultivate joy and kindness, right? Cultivating, Metta is cultivating, Bhavna is love and kindness. How to cultivate love, kindness, and friendliness in this world. When we all think about life, and when we all think about human beings, right? Probably, yes, we are divided by boundaries, but we are united by love and kindness. And when we talk about leadership roles, unfortunately, with leadership roles, love and kindness is never attached, especially in corporates. I've spent so much of time in corporates. No one talks about love, caring, and sharing in corporates. And we don't know why, by the way, right? Probably that has not been the trend. And slowly and steadily, I see a lot of companies now investing in something called as, like we used to have CSR, corporate social responsibility. Now corporates are spending a lot in terms of corporate spiritual responsibility. Corporate spiritual responsibility is the new buzzword, right? And that spiritual responsibility in corporates teaches them how to love, how to be kind, how to be more friendly with your employees, with your senior management, right? And consider your organization as also a family, right? Of course, there has been this thought process in employees saying, you know what, I've been paid this and I have to do this, and that's it, right? Or in corporates, we also have this hire and fire policy, right? Where you hire and you fire, right? So people are slowly coming out of these things because ultimately it is not helping people. See, you have a hire and fire policy, your employees will go, right? You fire them and you have to rehire them, and you know the cost of rehiring. So a lot of corporates also now have started thinking about these things, and I would say that I'm a big follower of Metta Bhavna, And a lot of people are now using it, right? And using it in their own way. The other thing Meta Bhavna says is, if you have to really cultivate love, kindness, and friendliness in your corporates, in your organization, in your communities, in your society, in your country, they say you must have a beginner's mindset. You must have a beginner's mindset. Let's say, for example, right, even if, let's say, I have 25 years of experience, my mindset is, let's say my mindset should be, hey, I'm learning, and this is probably day number 1, right? The audience is different. The topic is different, right? I probably don't know a lot about this. I have to learn. I'm learning, let's say I'm learning from Ravindra, I'm learning from Suresh, I'm learning from Peter, I'm learning from Rahil, I'm learning from Samiksha, right? So that's what Meta Bhavna teaches us, saying how to have a beginner's mindset, right? A beginner's mindset will always feel like, hey, I don't know a lot, right? Which means you'll not be biased, my dear friends, right? The biased opinions will not come in the first place. And that itself is a big way. When people say, hey, you want to be open-minded, unfortunately, people don't teach you how to be open-minded. People always tell you, you know what, Suresh, you need to be open-minded in life. But when they ask you how, they say, okay, go and figure it out. You need to be healthy. How? Go and figure it out. You need to be really emotionally intelligent. How? Figure it out. To me, these are the answers, my dear friends. Yes, we have got a lot of awareness in terms of creating a new mindset and stuff like that, but the how also is equally important. Equally important. The Western mindset gives a lot of importance to why, how. The Eastern mindset also has been giving a lot of importance to why and how, I think, and both are equally important. So that's Meta Bhavna, and so be in the meditative stage always, right? Observe things. Remember, if you have a beginner's mind is like a child's mind. A beginner's mind is a child's mind. You might be 50, but you have to act like you are 10 years old. You might be 60, but you have to act like you are 10 years old, right? In terms of your thinking, in terms of acting, and in terms of comprehending, and in terms of talking to people also, for that matter, right? Other than all the funny and naughty stuff they do, you can do everything else, right? So that's what is Meta Bhavna. And the other thing which I am a big fan is about this thing which came from Japan, and it's called Kintsugi, right? Kintsugi is a new way of living life. And Kintsugi says that perfection is not the only thing. We need both perfection and imperfection to lead a happy life. Everywhere, at work, at home. And Kintsugi teaches us how to love your cracks, by the way. No one loves the cracks, my dear friends. No one loves the scars. No one loves the broken things in life. Broken relationships, broken objects, broken processes. Right? Oh, the process is not working, change it. Let's get into a new process altogether. New year plan. Right? Oh, this is not working. Oh, let's now do a new startup, or let's now get a new company for doing it. Oh, these vendors are not working. Oh, they've been working with us since last 10 years. Don't worry, leave them. You will get always new vendors. Don't worry. Oh, these employees are not that great. Oh, let them go. And don't worry, new employees will come. They'll have more energy. But Kintsugi says the opposite, my dear. Kintsugi says you've already invested a lot. Right? It says a broken relationship also is better than a new relationship, because you're investing less. Right? You're investing. In fact, a lot of divorces in Japan, right? The coaches teach them the Kintsugi way of staying back in the old relationship. Right? That's what Kintsugi is all about. How do we like the broken things? Right? When you are balancing a lot of things, guys, things will break. And it is only when you start loving these cracks and the broken things, you will see that life is changing. So my dear friends, broken is beautiful. Broken is beautiful. Repeat with me. Just say broken is beautiful. Broken is beautiful. Broken is magical. Just do magic like this. Magic cannot be learned like this. You are also broken now. Broken is magical. Broken is beautiful. Why not, guys? Why not? It's okay if things are broken. Try to fix it. Try to fix it. Instead of investing on new things every now and then. Yes, at some point of time, if the broken thing is rebroken and rebroken and rebroken, right, you can't do much. But at least give it a thought, my dear friends. So that's about some of these models which I had in my mind. I know I have a little more to share. Hope you guys are liking these kind of things and not feeling out of place. So anyone wants to share anything? Yes, Michael. Michael wants to share something. And if you have any questions also, you can ask me. One question I can take before I move forward. Yes, can someone? Yeah.
Okay, I was just agreeing with you, and hello. Yeah,
yes.
So I was just agreeing with you, and I would like to say thank you for all the value, and I'm looking forward to the leadership assessment.
Thank you, Mike. Okay, good. Anyone wants to share what's going on in your mind? Remember, guys, it's not about me. It's about all of us. This collective wisdom is what people need. It's not about me, right? So anyone wants to share anything? Smita, Smita has already spoken, so I will give it to someone who has not spoken. Ashim, yes, Ashim, go for it. Ashim, okay. Yes, we have asked him to unmute. Okay, since Ashim is not here, maybe I can have Smita talk. Yes, Smita, go for it.
Just before attending this session, actually today morning, I woke up to a very bad news that my best friend's mom lost her life. And it was an accident when she was not, she was keeping well, but all of a sudden she slipped and in the washroom and she passed away. So that was the reason. Actually, I was not very sure whether I will be attending the class session or not. And when, sir, you asked me the question, is the life leading you or you are leading the life? Sometimes you give chance to life to lead you, but then the decisions, when you start, no, I want to lead my life. Actually, I guess then you bring in the change. So I was in no mood to attend this session today, but I decided, no, I will attend. I went there, met them, done whatever I could do from my side. And now, when I listen to such inspirational talks, maybe I can inspire my kids and so on. So I thought of changing my life and taking control over that. So that was the second question when you asked, I actually related to that thing. And many a times, yes, knowingly or unknowingly, we make a change in our lives, which helps us come out of our own comfort zones. So thank you, sir.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Thank you so much. And they all say that if you have to be a leader, guys, you have to be like a bamboo. Have you ever seen a bamboo tree? What happens to a bamboo tree? The bamboo tree, no matter how powerful the wind is, the bamboo tree always bounces back. That's what a leader should do. I know it's easier said than done, right? But that's what we should do. That's what we should really try to do. That's what those were some of my insights in terms of my leadership journey and what I've been seeing and learning from the Western world, from the Eastern world. I'm a big fan of East meets West. My mentors also know it. Peter has been one of my mentors. He's very happy that he's here today and he's giving his blessings to me. And it is because of the teachers, coaches. I think they are true leaders for me. The teachers, right? If the whole world has to unite, teachers only can do it. Teachers have got so much of power, right? Unfortunately, right, we have given so much of power to to other professions, but not teaching, right? So to me, thank you so much, my teachers. My teachers are my leaders, right? Because of you, I am what I am. So, so keeping that in mind, I wanted to share a little more in terms of the fact that, guys, when it comes to leadership, I have seen these two things, which is trending. The first and foremost thing is a lot of leaders show a lot of command and control in the leadership. A lot of command and control. Right? I say, you do. Sometimes they don't say that also. I say, you do, but they mean that. Hey, I've already told you, you better do it. It's okay to some extent. Right? But however, the new trend is more of care and connect. Gone are those days when you can show a lot of command and control at the workplace, at home. I am the father. Whatever I say, you have to do. I am the grandfather. Man, I make rules. If you kind of do this, and then the 10-year-old will say, I'm 10-year-old, I make rules. I'm going to wake up at 11 o'clock in the morning. No one can stop me. Like every child is doing at this point of time across the world. We used to get up at 7 or 6. I don't know. My dad was a cop, so I was actually waking up at 5:30 in the morning every day. But however, I believe that there has to be a balance between command and control and care and connect if you want to lead something. Command and control is needed, but care and connect is equally needed. Especially when you work with millennials, right? Especially when you're working with the children, right? Care and connect is the thing. And somehow we have been in the transition state always. We don't know. Oh, is this more care and connect now? Maybe that is why things are not working. Oh, no, I need to go back to command and control. But I would say, let's be a little more keen to do a little more care and connect. In this world, I would say, according to me, what worked for me is 70 care and connect and 30 command and control. 70 care and connect and 30 care command and control. And there are a lot of people who say, you know what, right? Command and control doesn't work, man. Only care and connect works. No, sometimes command and control also works. And we know, we have all seen it, by the way. So that's what I would say. I would say if you feel that your percentages is something which you're not happy. By the way, what is your percentage? Put it in the chat box. How much of, let's say, if command and control is A and care and connect is B, what is your A to B ratio? What is your A to B ratio? What is your A to B ratio? Okay, 1090. Okay, 1090 again, 50-50, 60-40, 70, 50-50. 50-50 guys, quite balanced. By the way, 50-50 is not so easy, right? Can't be, by the way. It's a little tough. That's okay. I take that. 20-80, 50-50. Again, it depends on what you're doing, what kind of roles you're playing at work, right? What kind of roles you're playing in your family and who all is there in your family, right? What culture you belong to. There'll be a little difference here and there, right? Command 20. Okay, perfect. No problem. And I'm happy that you're able to find that out for yourself. Find that out for yourself. So keeping that in mind, a couple of more things before we start doing the assessment. Leadership assessment. Now, when it comes to leadership, people ask me, what are the criteria to be a great leader? What are the competencies? Right? I'm not talking about it anymore, right? And what are the leadership styles? Right? Too many things on leadership. too many things on leadership. But to keep it very simple, in my journey, I realized that when you talk about critical competencies for today's leaders, there are only 3 critical competencies. The first one is ideation competency. Ideation competency. As a leader, how creative you are. As a leader, how unique you are. As a leader, what have you created so far? As a leader, were you able to find out a new process? As a leader, were you able to solve it in a unique way? As a leader, whether you helped your team to find out a new way. To me, we all look for a new way of living. That's it. New way of living, new way of doing. So the first one is ideation competence. Second one, any guesses? Second one, any guesses in the chat box? Okay, I'm going to unmute few people. If it's not noisy, just raise your hand. I'm going to unmute you guys so that we can interact now. Right? That'll be much better. That'll be much better. Right? If it's not noisy, then we can definitely interact. Okay, perfect.
So, I truly feel if a leader is able to inspire, I mean, a leader can come up with a lot of qualities. But if I, as a leader, am not able to inspire the group of people who I'm leading to do what I want them to do, to see the vision that I'm wanting them to reach, then it doesn't work. So it is very important that I be able to inspire the group that I lead if I'm leading. So that's one important quality as a leader.
Very good. Anyone else? Yes, Rinki, go for it.
So
Yes.
the major thing,
Yes,
you guys are able to hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. So the major thing is like a true leader not only believes on his development, he actually believes in the development of the people who are associated to him. Because he very well know the fact that if the team is going to develop, he's going to develop ultimately. So it's a kind of a coordination which is balanced from both the sides. He's even able to, he wants to learn from them and he wants them to also learn, first thing. Second thing, the empathetic skills, which strongers embolden the connections between the team players, and these are the things which I feel that the true leader requires rather than a traditional leader, because traditional leader believes in generally bosses. And when it comes to the home sites, like it's a saying that if elders seek respect from the younger ones, they have to give affection to them. And same is the vice versa case with the kids. Like if kids want affection, they have to respect the elders. So the true bondings, the same balance, two bondings go in hand in hand, and it ultimately lead to a great bondings, whether it is professional or whether it is personal.
Very good, very good. I think a lot of people have a lot of insights. Thank
share
you.
one more quality for the leader. That is, the leader should be having an emotional intelligence, and he should also be a coach. So when a leader cannot coach their team, he will be failing them to take them towards the success. And at the same time, he should be aware of their feelings, and he should also manage his emotions. Whether he is angry or he is able to understand, or he is happy, and how he is able to share with team. So these are the main qualities.
Anyways, in the interest of time, guys, I know we will have to proceed. But however, the second quality is, yes, as everyone said, is emotional competence. Unfortunately, there is so much of awareness on emotional competence, but we have not gone deep on it. That's what is my take. Let's say, for example, a lot of people, when I interact with a lot of people, most of us, we don't even know how many emotions are there. Right? How many emotions are there? What kind of emotions are we going through? A lot of people only feel that emotions can be, I'm feeling sad or feeling happy, feeling angry. but there are a lot more emotions than what we just think, at this point of time. So what you need to do is, if you want to really be emotionally intelligent, you need to do a little more research in terms of emotions. What emotions are you going through? What prominent emotions you see in yourself, right? And why is that, some emotions are giving a lot of negativity, right? If you can do a little more introspection as a leader, I believe that we don't need the emotionally intelligent trainings and all that stuff to become an emotionally intelligent leader. A little bit of introspection can bring us there, right? So that's my second thing. And my third thing is one area where people have not given a lot of importance. They say, well, in every leadership training, people teach you one thing, which is called managers versus leaders. In fact, they teach you in such a way that, if you are a manager, that's not enough. You have to be a leader. You have to be a leader, right? But however, by the way, when they refer manager, they also refer them as a bosses, right? If you see, right? It's like this, right? When they say, hey, bosses say, please do. And leaders say, let's do, right? So please do versus let's do. However, the managerial aspects has not been given a lot of credit in today's world. No one says, no one says my manager is a great manager. Sometimes, in corporates, I also see that being a manager is a thankless job. But however, the third critical competency of you being a great leader is managerial competence. How are you able to effectively manage things with less resources? With less resources, are you able to manage a lot of stuff? And that's the managerial competence, right? Are you able to manage everything in terms of money, in terms of cost, in terms of finances, in terms of stakeholders, in terms of internal stakeholders, in terms of people around you, about more on their relationships and stuff like that, right? So to me, these are the three critical competencies. If you can keep that intact, emotional competence, managerial competence, and ideation competence, you don't have to worry about any other competencies. The tons and tons of competencies people, always, urge you to do and be aware and keep improving. But to me, these are the three most prominent ones. Having said that, my last thing for the day, where I wanted to share a little bit in terms of leadership styles, by the way. There's a lot of talk again on leadership styles. What's your leadership style? And every employee should know the manager's leadership style. The managers should know their manager's leadership style and stuff like that. There are too many styles which is there in the which we all have seen or heard. But to me, the biggest, the easiest, in fact, not the biggest, but the easiest way to define styles is, let's say, for example, right, there are two prominent styles. One is small chunk thinking, and the second one is large chunk thinking. So the leadership style actually is somehow connected with the way you think. Now, if a leader who does small chunk thinking is actually very, very methodical, is very, very structured. And the people who take notes, who are always in the lookout for execution and stuff like that, you might have noticed, right? And there are also large chunk thinkers, by the way. The large chunk thinkers always look at the bigger picture, right? They are very good in terms of planning. They can do a 5-year planning. And they actually spend a lot of time in terms of why before even they go to what and how. Like Simon Sinek says, in life, if you want to do something, invest on why before you go to how and what. And that will make your life less transactional, and you'll see more output. Right? Now the thing is, the way things operate is, in this world, large chunk thinkers don't like small chunk thinkers, and small chunk thinkers don't like large chunk thinkers. However, the key to success is, in any organization or even in a family, right? You need both kind of thinking, both kind of models, both kind of leadership. In fact, God also, you would have seen, right? Let's say if you are a large chunk thinker, God is also very, very, he's been thinking, right? Your spouse must be a small chunk thinker. Think about it. Think about it, right? If you are a small chunk thinker, your spouse must be a large chunk thinker. So God creates those kind of, balances. So my dear friends, my thought on this slide is, yes, there have been a lot of traditional styles like autocratic, democratic, you all know it. But having said that, these are the prominent categories of leadership. Now, you can be small chunk thinker, SCT, or you can be a large chunk thinker, LCT. But at any point of time, any human being has got both, right? Let's say, for example, let me ask you now, how much of SCT you are and how much of LCT? SCT is to SCT and LCT percentage wise. Can you put it in the chat box? How much SCT and how much LCT? Put it in the chat box. Let me see how much you have got. Okay. And sorry if I have not taken questions. I have kept some time for questions. So definitely we will go through that. Okay, let me see. Small chunk thinking, large chunk thinking. What's the percentage? Sujata says 50-50. Okay. Okay, anyone else? Okay, people are typing. 60 LCT, 70-30 says Rekha. Perfect. Perfect. (50-50), 60-40, SCT 30, ICT 7, 60-40. Now, I want to ask you, by the way, do you want to keep these numbers intact or would you like to change in 2022? Let's say, for example, you are 40 LCT and 60 SCT. Would you like to change yourself? And the urge to change might be because you know what, your job needs it, or the new initiatives you are in needs you to change your style, or maybe you want to get into some social initiatives and you need to change your style, or maybe your family demands it, right? So would you like to change? By the way, this is on an average, we are asking on an average, right? So put it in the chat box, put it in the chat box, right? In the chat box. And which is better, LCT or SCT? That's what I said. Both are better. It all depends. It's like this. Who is better? People are optimistic or pessimistic? Wrong example. Wrong example. Right? Who is better, introvert or extrovert? Both, I would say. Right? If you see, Mark Zuckerberg is an introvert. He's done so much already for this mankind, right? So it's not like that. And Bill Gates was an introvert, by the way, right? Peter is an extrovert. Rajesh is an extrovert. Michael probably is a little intro. He's somewhere between, right? That's what I can gaze. But having said that, both are good. Right? It all depends, guys, right? And you should be proud of what you are. That's it. But if the job demands, you need to probably change, right? Okay, good. Great. It's 3:54 India time. And I hope you guys are all learning something, picking something from these conversations and leading your journey today. So keeping that in mind, how is it going? Is there any questions? Is there anyone wants to add anything before we open up for questions? Hi, Shekhar. Everyone say hello to Shekhar. Okay, let me unmute Shekhar. Shekhar has something to share. Okay, no problem.
Hi, Kaushik.
Hi, Shekhar.
Hi, Kaushik. Kaushik, I love the example of the bamboo. when you spoke about leadership. And Kaushik, but you're talking about so many aspects of leadership, but I think the strongest skill of a leader in today's day and age, because of the times we're living in, is creating the right culture. The fact that you are speaking and everybody's listening to you itself talks about the culture you've created. So I think that's what a leader is supposed to do, create that culture. Once you create that ecosystem or the culture, people are operating at their best.
So true.
And then, it's everybody is at autopilot mode. You need to come in when you need to come in, command, control, empathize, sympathize. But when you create that culture where everybody is doing what they love to do, then, I think that's the biggest skill of a leader. And I think it's also about having lack of ego. We've seen all the leaders who you've spoken about are humble. They have a lot of grace, but we've also seen leaders who, after a certain point of time, have become very, very egoistic. And I think ego is like a puncher. Ego is something which will bring anybody down. We've seen that happening around us. So one is culture, and the second thing is ego. I think those are the two hallmarks of any leader. If you don't have any ego, you will always succeed sooner or later. And like you said, Kaushik, you're the best example of creating the right culture. People are listening into you, leaders are listening into you, coaches are listening into you. If Sunshine was here, she would be also listening into you. So it goes without saying.
Thank you. Yes, and I have also heard a lot of people saying, you know what, I don't have any ego. And to me, that is the biggest ego. When people say, you know what, I don't have any ego. I am egoless. And that's the biggest ego, by the way, right? So yeah, I mean, that the two great points, by the way, and thank you, Shekhar, for sharing your insights. Culture and ego play a very, very vital role, right? And we as people who have seen a little more than others have to create that. So thank you so much, Shekhar, again. Okay, Meenakshi has raised her hand. Yes, Meenakshi, go for it. I think somebody. Okay. Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Hi, Meenakshi.
Hi. How are you? Good to hear you back again. And first of all, thank you, everyone. And we have a very good personality sitting in here, and have achieved a lot of in their life already. And listening to you is again really nice. You had covered a really good chunks of leadership theories that we have. And I like all of them. All I wanted to say that about the leadership that we've been talking about, I always feel that, leadership is all about to create a vision. And if we can create that vision in the other person also, so that they can have their own vision and they can see their own path as well, that which path they wanted to lead. I think that is also one of the traits that a leader should have or a person should have. And I think that we all see that, this is what I've seen in myself, and I've actually got this from my father, a bit of it. So, and yes, you very well said that leadership starts from your home only. So I have seen that a lot from my family, and I've imbibed that a lot. And that's why I always see one of the things that we should have is to visionize, is to see that how it should look like. So that's why I am from large chunk side. Yes, I have to work on small chunk as well, that used to write down and do a little planning also. But sometimes I go with my intuition, and yes, sometimes I vision it. Okay, this will look like this. So why not? I can work toward like this. So this is how I go, and that's how people join that automatically. So that's what I feel that leadership role is like. And yes, I'm not well today, but the moment I got to know that the session is going on, so I thought, why not to have a session with you, Kaushik, and it's just really inspiring. And thank you so much for giving me opportunity to speak here. Thank you.
Thank you. And yes, it's great that you've learned a lot from your dad, and you've idolized it, and you're growing. Thank you so much. And to all our parents, they were the true leaders, by the way. Can we all clap for our parents, by the way?
Yes, thank you so much.
Perfect. Thank you so much, wherever they are. Thank you so much. And let's do that. Let's do that for all the leaders, by the way, before even we go to a last thing of the day, which is an assessment, right? I want you to do this, by the way. Everyone do this. I kind of Do this all with all of you all. Shake it a bit, 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 shake it a bit. Right? Ease it a little, ease it a little. Don't think so much, guys. Ease it a little, ease it a little. Faster, faster, faster. Just do it faster, 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 faster. Faster, 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 faster. Leaders, energy, energy, energy. This way and that way, and this way and that way, and this way and that way. Right? And now, cool down, cool down, cool down. Remember, it's not about loudness always. It's not about loudness, guys. And now do it in slow motion. Leaders. Very good leaders. Very good. Right? I can see that aura in you. I can see and feel that energy in you. The stillness in you, which is missing in a lot of people. Remember, as leaders, we need to be still at times. And everyone, right? Just say more power to everyone. Everyone, let's wish more power to all the leaders. Let's say more power to you. Everyone, slowly and steadily. Say more power to you. Let the Tai Chi way. More power to you. More power to you. When some of you are saying more power and you're not happy about it, right? Be nice. Just say more power. More power. Give it from the heart, guys. More power. More power. More power. More power. More power. Right? Just say, repeat with me. When you grow, I grow. Very good. Let's clap for each other. Let's clap for each other. Clap for each other. Let's clap for each other. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you for making it very, very personal, right? And that's more important. Right? So having said that, yes, we will go through a leadership assessment. It's a very small assessment which Neha is going to take you through. I'm sure you can spend some time and find out what are the areas which you're very good at and what are the areas where you can improve. A lot of people ask me, should I play on my strengths or improve? I always say, play on your strengths first before you start improving. Because when you're playing on your strengths, you're already good at something. And transitioning from becoming great will not take you a lot of time. But when you are doing something from the scratch, it's going to take some time. So always, whenever you're good at something, remember, good in today's world is no good. People expect you to be excellent. People expect you to be great. People expect you to be more outstanding. Right? So keeping that in mind, my last thing for the day before you do the assessment, and that's about the fact that leadership is all about asking questions. Leadership is all about asking questions, my dear friends. If you have to lead, the new way of leading is by questions and not by answers. The new way of leading is to lead by questions and not by answers. Gone are those days where as leaders, we used to just talk a lot saying, oh, this is my advice. This is my suggestion. Come on, no one is asking you for your advice. Why are you even giving your advice? No one is asking you. And there are a lot of people who have this culture of speaking, not even listening to anyone. And there are also people who do not let others speak. To me, if you're doing that unknowingly, it happens. Everyone has a positive intention, by the way, every human being. If you are actually doing that unknowingly, you should change. You should change. So having said that, a little more of listening. We all know that we have to listen more, but we don't do that. And we have to start doing it slowly and steadily, right? Be a lot more peaceful, be a lot more observant on things, be a lot more empathetic about the things which are going on in your space, right? And the most important thing is leading by questions. Let's say, for example, your employee comes to you and say, hey, Rajesh, you know what? I'm really stuck. I cannot do this anymore. The typical answer to that question is, why can't you do that? Everyone else is doing. Well, all you have to do is take that process document and ask Rekha, and she's going to guide you and do it. But next time when you're coming, make sure it is done. The guy comes again next day and Rajesh says, why is it not done? This can be our traditional ways of working with our teams. Or even at home, let's say your kid is not able to finish the homework and says, hey, Devika, right, hey, mom, I've not finished my homework. Oh, you've not finished your homework? You're not going for play tomorrow, right? That's what the typical answer, right? Now, all you're doing is you are leading your life, both personally and professionally, with a lot of advice and suggestions around. But what true leadership says is you need to lead a lot with questions and not answers. Let's say a small kid is asking, let's say, Mom, can you give me a candy? The mom gives the candy. In 10 minutes, the kid will again come and say, can you give me one more? The mom says, take one more. And then in 10 minutes, the kid again comes and says, Mom, can you give me 2 more now? Those 2 candies are very, very tasty. So can you give me 2 more, 2 more, 2 more? And the mom says, even the dad also says, no, no more. Enough of it. So that's the suggestion, right? That's your advice, right? However, leading by questions can be, hey, you know what? I cannot give you the 3rd one because it's not good for your teeth. But would you like to take one yourself? Would you like to take one yourself? Can be a new way of thinking. It's leading by questions and not answers. That's what the new leadership approach tells us to do. And that's why a lot of coaches are learning. By the way, they say coaching is all about questions, right? Asking questions. And they also say that coaching is the least used leadership skill. Coaching is the least used leadership skill. McKinsey did a study. Coaching is the least used leadership skill. When it comes to motivation, when it comes to teamwork, people are doing so good. But in terms of coaching, you cannot, because coaching needs a lot of patience. It's very hard to listen, guys. If I tell you now from, it's in India time, 4:08 now, till 5:08, you're not talking. Think about it. Will you be able to do that, by the way? Let's say if I tell you for the next 15 hours, you're not talking. Will you be able to do that, by the way? And observing, right? That's what is the biggest training, I would say, for any leader. Being in silence. And that's why in the holy books, it's also written that silence is the 10th emotion. Silence is the 10th emotion. So keeping that in mind, right? Can we all do this once again? Can we all do this once again? Get a lot of energy, from the universe and say, hey, and shower it, say, hey, energy, come here, and there, here, right? And everyone do this along with me and say, the highest in me. Okay, you can unmute, by the way. You can unmute, right? Okay, I can unmute a couple of people. Okay.
The highest in
The
me.
highest in me.
The highest in me.
Bows down.
Bows down.
The highest in you.
The
highest in you.
Okay, one more time. The
Highest in you.
The highest in
Highest
you.
in me.
The highest in me.
The highest in you. Highest in me.
The highest in me goes down to the
Highest in
highest
me.
in you.
Very good. Thank you, guys. Thank you, and Om Shanti. You all need peace, right? Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Great. So I'm done. Right? It's 4:10, right? And I'm very happy. And I'm a big fan of a statement called the start always takes care of the end. And I'm very happy that you did that start today in terms of leading a new journey, a new way of life. And I'm sure you will do great personally and professionally. and you'll always lead your life. Always lead your life with perfection, with honesty, and with a lot of fun and entertainment. Give me a high five, 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 give me a great smile, give me a great smile, give me a great smile. Right? No one wants to see a sad leader. Right? Everyone wants to see a happy leader. Thank you. And I would like to open up for questions, and I'm very happy that you guys enjoyed these interactions. I thoroughly enjoyed these interactions. Any questions, anyone, before we do the assessment part? Can we all do a water cheers, by the way? Can we all do a water cheers? We need to keep ourselves hydrated. Can we do a water cheers, water cheers, water cheers, water cheers? Right, water cheers. Get some water bottle, get some water bottle. I'll give you 1 minute, guys. Get and get your water bottle, very much important. Get your coffee, tea, whatever. You know, it's very important for you to keep hydrated when you are learning, right? Your mind is actually, taking a lot of energy already, right? Right. So get your water bottle, get your water bottle. I also got mine. Right. Mine. Thank you. Okay, let's do a cheers then. Let's do a cheers, cheers, water cheers, water cheers, water cheers. Right. It's a virtual world, but that's it. And say cheers, right? Say cheers. Thank you. Sip water nicely. Slowly and steadily. Very good. Okay. Anyone has got any questions? I wanted to also hear from you. I mean, what are those, like Shekhar added a lot, right? Peter added a lot. Michael added a lot, right? Smita, you added a lot today in the discussion, and it was very insightful, I would say. So anyone wants to share anything? How are you feeling? Okay. Who wants to share? Sujata wants to share. Okay, perfect. Yes, I've unmuted you.
So whatever had been done in this session today, the question answers part, like you told us to the 7 or 8 questions what we were answering. That was hello.
Yes.
So this is like something new which I have done in my life, like till now, like nobody had, or me myself have never analyzed or ever thought of analyzing on such thing. So I thank you for this opportunity. At least due to this session and because of you, I'm able to introspect myself and now think about, all this. These are small, means it could be a small thing, but it has a very big meaning in itself. So I really thank you for that, sir.
Thank you, Sujata. You are a fighter and you are a leader. Thank you so much. Okay, Bongai, what's up, buddy? Can someone spotlight Bongai? And here's a question.
Hello.
Everyone say hello to him. Everyone say a youth leader, a young leader. We need young leaders like you in the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Myself, what I've learned here, it's like this whole session was an overview or a reflection of how have we been living our lives as leaders. When we are told we are not always leading, but sometimes we need to follow. That's a reflection to say, have we been following other people? Because we cannot lead people when we are not following others, because where are we going to take that skill? And also, another thing that I like so much is the issue of saying we need to appreciate our imperfection as a leader. If something is broken, then it is beautiful. Some of us, we backslide because of the situations that we encounter while we are journeying in life, because when we are doing things, some of the things fail along the way, and we say, no, it is done, and I'm not going to rise up and do it again. You know, when people are criticizing you in the society, to say, look, you started but you failed. So today I've learned that if ever something is broken, then it is okay. I need to stand up and pull up myself and continue with the journey because it continues. So this session was so motivating and it was inspiring. Thanks so much.
Wow. You know, you speak from the heart, buddy. Thank you so much. Okay, everyone do this with it. Everyone do this with Bongai and say, hey Bongai, we bless you. Hey Bongai, we bless you.
Amen. Thank you.
Bless you, bless you. All the best as a leader, all the best as a leader. Thank you for being here in this session. It means a lot. We've learned a lot from the interaction with you also. Thank you so much. Okay, so is there anyone who's not spoken since afternoon? I would like to pick them. Okay, I think Deepthi has been raising her hand since long time. Yes, Deepthi, want to share something? Okay, can we unmute her? Okay, I did that. Yeah. Yes, Deepthi.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kaushik. I actually raised my hand for the some other question you asked me, like the competencies of a leader. So I was, trying to say communication skill. You said about ideation. So I was thinking, if you have got a great idea and how, if you are not able to communicate properly to your followers, then there is of no use, right? So that's what I wanted to say. Okay, so let's keep those things aside. About my learnings from your sessions, you believe it or not, just every day new things are keep coming in. I don't know how many more are there to learn. I'm also doing I'm also in that stage wherein I'm doing a lot of introspection. Sorry. Okay, I'm out of my those so many things I have learned, and I have taken jot down so many things. So thank you so much, Kaushik. I'm really loving this program. And you asked the leader, the close proximity. So I would say that you are the one I'm meeting in my life. Yes, that's from my heart. I'm saying I have heard a lot about other leaders, but the one whom I'm meeting in person, it's you, Kaushik. And thanks a lot for all the learnings, and I'm enjoying it. I'm sure that I'm learning a lot. I'm gonna grow. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. And by the way, we have so many other leaders in this forum, right? Hi, Salima. How are you? I've seen her after a long time, by the way. Right? Can someone unmute her? Right. Hi, Salima. Perfect.
Hi there.
How are you doing? Seeing you after a long time.
Yeah, I'm doing really well. Thank you for asking, and thank you to Aaron and yourself and the rest of the team there for including me in your cohort. So I'm with all these amazing people that are being inspired to just think and be outside the box, but still like use their spirituality to like carry their passions and find their way. So I think it's a big theme for everyone during COVID was finding a way back.
Very good, very good, very good. Thank you, Salima, for joining this. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I think great insights, great leaders. I think I have learned a lot. I see a lot of celebrities here. Manoj is all here, right? And I'm very happy that you guys are here in this forum, learning from each other. I mean, nothing else can be a big scene like this, that where big leaders are all here, mutually learning from each other. And I'm very happy that I was part of this forum. And before I leave and we do the assessment part, what I realize is everyone has a success story. Everyone has a success story, guys. But only few people realize it. Only few people realize it. And as a leader, you need to make people realize their own success stories. You can be part of that, and they will always remember you. They'll always remember you for your lifetime. So with that, a big namaste to all of you for being here.
I have a question for you.
Listening to me, and I'm very happy that I was part of this forum. Thank you once again, and thanks Ritu for doing this. Thank you so much. Thank you, Team ILA.
Thank you, Kaushik. Thank you. And just before we move ahead, I would request all of you to check the chat box, and we are pasting the link for the form which we would be using to issue certificates to you for this particular Himalayan Way program. So I would request my team to leave the form in the chat box. Venki, I would request you to leave it in the chat box so that all our participants here today can fill that form, and it'll make us easier to issue certificates to everybody. So on that note, I would like to hand it over to my dear friend Neha. Neha, how are you? Good afternoon. Well, good evening. Neha, are you there?
Thank you so much. Hi, good evening, everyone. Good evening,
everyone. Hi,
Ritu.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone, and happy Republic Day to you all. So while you all are getting enriched with the facets of leadership from us esteemed speakers today, the onus is on me, I, Neha Biniwale Jain, to guide you through the awards for the contribution of individuals towards training and seeding leadership in the society. So I would like to request Brigadier Arun Gupta to give us an idea and the background about instituting these awards. So over to you, Arun sir.
Thank you, Neha. I hope you enjoyed the Republic Day parade. You were there witnessing it live. And good afternoon, everyone, once again. To this third edition of Global Outstanding Leadership Awards, which are powered by Indian Leadership Academy and Skill Center UK. You know, I've come across many organizations which give award not based on your excellence, but purely how much money can you offer them. And you will not believe that, like I, being from Army, I received an award from the President of India. And one day I got a call that, you've been nominated for an award of leadership. You're doing such a great work. I said, very good that there's someone who's recognized me after leaving the army. And after a few days, call came that, we have so many overheads. So this is the kind of money we need in few lakhs. I said, I'm so sorry. I don't weigh these awards with the money. And these are, by the way, some of the very prestigious organizations who do that. And people do buy those awards. So that was the basic reason that we in Indian Leadership Academy and Kaushik Mahapatra, we all decided that we will not weigh excellence of a human being by the money alone. And not at all, weighing these awards in such a way. We'll purely honor genuine people who really deserve to be bestowed such award for their immense contribution in terms of service, delivery excellence, innovative leadership, environmental care, education, mental health, animal care, and many more such things that a person, excels in such field. You must have seen that leaders at top, they always get award. But people who really work on ground, they are generally left behind. No one recognizes them. And we are here to recognize such outstanding achievers, not basing them on their social status or education or gender or country or a field of contribution. We just picking them up purely based on what have they achieved in last 1 year and before that in their life. So we hope that we're going to see you soon. This is the last edition of our award for 2021. We're going to have our next edition of 22 awards of Global Outstanding Leadership Awards in the month of April. What I want from you, or I would request you to please nominate yourself if you think that you deserve it, or nominate anyone who's a big achiever in any field and doing a human service to the society, or leading in a way that it is an example for others. So many congratulations to all the awardees today, and I hope that in future also we'll be able to recognize the work done by even a smallest leader in any field. Thank you so much. Over to Neha for starting the ceremony, please.
Thank you, Arun sir. Thank you so much for those insights about our prestigious awards. So our first awardee for today, he is an entrepreneur with a demonstrated history of working in education and training industry over past 13 years. He's been titled as Merchant of Dreams for students and teacher. In his successful career of 13 years in education industry, he trained 50,000 students, 14,000 teachers, and 15,000 parents till date. He's being awarded with Outstanding Teacher Award by Silver Line Foundation, Indo International Shikshan Ratna Award by Vivekanand Society, Bangalore, Youth Icon Award by Danish Educational Trust, Mumbai, and Best Trainer Award by Oxford School. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Mr. Arif Pasha. He is receiving this award for excelling in training and coaching industry. So everyone, please join your hands together to applaud Mr. Arif Pasha. Mr. Arif, I would like to hand over the stage to you for your words of wisdom for next 1 or 2 minutes. Over to you. Someone needs to unmute him, it seems.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much. It gives me immense pleasure to share the stage with all elite trainers here. This means a lot, especially to see Kaushik Mahapatra, who has been a great icon in my life. So yeah, these are some of the moments that motivate me to do more in the future as well. So it gives me immense pleasure to receive this, and more power to all the students, teachers, parents, and each and every participant who is present here. Once again, thank you so much. One message that I want to pass on is believing in yourself and your vision is what that drives to achieve and do more in life. Thank you so much once again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Arif. Once again, congratulations for the award. Our next awardee for this evening, she's a social worker and a social activist. She's in this noble profession since past 7 years. She's been working with underprivileged and needy people and women for the women empowerment without any monetary gains. She has done immense contribution since the start of pandemic in 2020 and continued to doing so, continued giving her hard work till date, which includes the distribution of the ration kits for over 1,000 families in the rural areas of Karnataka. She was also part of home quarantine squad with BBMP to ensure the strict adherence of the home quarantine rules. She has been guiding people against the human rights violations and helped them to reach the right forum to get the justice. Everyone, let me introduce you all to Ms. Kirti Thakuria. She gets this award for the upliftment of the underprivileged and as well as for the women empowerment. So congratulations, Kirti.
Thank you.
Everyone. And Kirti, over to you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, ILA team, for this recognition. It's really a big platform to be here with so many knowledgeable people out here. And being here sharing our experiences is a very privileged a privilege for me, and that too on today's day, 26th January, our Republic Day. It's really a big day. So here I would just pass on a small message that as I'm in the social activist field, I would just request people, spare little time to the society. It's high time we give back in whichever smaller or bigger way we can, because we are not going to take anything back with us. The only thing we can do is make the society a better place to live in, at least for the next generation. And with this, I would say thanks, stay safe, take care. Thank you.
Thank you, Kirti. Such noble words and noble work that you're doing. As we see that you're being joined with your family too. Hello to they both are your sons, right?
No, my husband and my daughter.
Hi.
My son is having his online classes. He's in 10th. So my husband Keshav and my daughter Kavya.
Congratulations to you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So for the further awards, I would like to hand over the stage to Ms. Ritu. She will be announcing the for the awards for this evening. Over to you, Ritu.
Thank you, Neha. So for the next award, I would like to talk about the lady. During the time of COVID, the special lady began to see how the field of neuroscience, environmental, evolutionary psychology, vision science, technology, and interior designs were all inextricably linked, providing insights into how we construct, understand, design, and navigate the world around us, and the impact on the importance of cultivating holistic, creative, authentic space to boost mental and physical being. So we have Selema Velu here all the way from UK, and she is being awarded for excellence as holistic lifestyle and design curator. So Selema, welcome, and we would like to hear from you. What are your thoughts on the view today and this award for you?
Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Hi there. Thanks so much. Yes, I was really happy to get Aaron's message because my work is a little bit different and it's evolved over the last 18 months. So it was finding a place where I could fit all the skills and also look at what we do and how we do it from a different perspective. And using the hardest experiences of COVID and combining those for a more fruitful future. So when I started to explore these different areas, for me, I just saw how important it was, especially during COVID, when many people were isolated. They became more aware of their environments, their interior environment, the external environment, the pollution, mental health, community, all those things that we've sort of had lost touch with prior to COVID. And COVID, just the pandemic, really made us view things and go back to the drawing board. So I look at things from a holistic point of view, because obviously that's my background, but I also try and look at things from a scientific point of view and an instructional point of view. When you're coaching somebody, whether you're interior styling, whether you're consulting, it's all very much instructional design. So I see coaching as a form of instructional design, but it also is relative to how we construct our environments. And obviously that has a massive impact on our interior, our mental construction as well. So I wasn't quite sure how to morph it all together, but it seemed to come all together and it seemed to flow like it normally does. But the one big thing I learned from this last 18 months was, as a coach and consultant, you're always telling other people, or helping other people, should I say, helping other people see different perspectives. When it's you, it's much harder to act on your own advice and take note of your own advice. And so adaptability and staying open even in the darkest of times for me was really important, and that's where I drew on my spirituality, but that's also where I drew on my natural environment, because obviously I live on the water, so that was like a big thing for me. Keeping that eco nature perspective really helped shift my creativity, and as well keeping that holistic balance between living, community, relationships, work, and allowing more creativity to come in. So I think, as you were saying in the introduction, you know, when we look at evolutionary psychology, we can also maybe look at that in coaching, the evolutionary psychology of coaching and how it's morphed and changed from what it used to be 30 odd years ago, and how the frameworks have changed, and why we need to adopt different frameworks in coaching with this new landscape that we're living in, all of us, especially with technology, which is when I spoke with you guys last time and did a session on that. So I think when we see similarities, and it helps us understand the world better around us, and if that happens, we're able to navigate our spaces, our interior spaces within us, and our exterior spaces within our homes, but also out in the environment as well. And for me, that just boosts creativity and mental health and well-being.
Great. So thank you, Salema. Looking at the times now where pandemic is and COVID and Omicron has become a part of our life, I think we will need to deal with it for the coming 1 year or 2 years, God knows for how long. And I just hope more people get inspired by your work. They take the path you've taken and help the society the way you are. So more power to you, Salema, and thank you for joining us today, and many congratulations.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So we'll move ahead with the awards. So our next person who is getting an award from us is Dr. Manoj Kumar Sahu. His passion has been helping people to break through and achieve enormous success in their life, covering most critical aspects, which is health, wealth, relationship, happiness, peace of mind. Dr. Manoj Kumar is an author. He's an ICF certified leadership. He's a transformational success coach and a leader. He is winner and an achiever and founder of Winners Academy for his noble and excellence contribution to peace building, peace loving, and peace living to serve humanity. He has been honored with Nelson Mandela Nobel Peace Award 2021 on 4th of September 2021. So Dr. Manoj Sahu is getting awarded for leadership and transformational success coaching. Congratulations, Doctor. And we would like to hear from you now.
Thank you, Ritu. Thank you so much. It's a great honor to receive this award as a transformational coach. And in the same time, I am the proud alumni of the ILA. And as my mentor, Kaushik Mahapatra, the single line of what exactly the leadership is, you need to ask questions ourselves. Are we leading? And within this all journey in my training, mentoring, and coaching life, I got life is very beautiful. You need to learn how to live it, and we are responsible of what we are. If we are leading, you are responsible. If we are not leading our life, we are responsible. So thank you so much, Aile. Thank you so much, my mentor, the one and only Kaushik Mahapatra, and thank you so much, all the awardee, and namaste.
Thank you, Doctor. Your simplicity and your humility is something which is, I think, something for all of us to learn here from. So thank you for all your contribution, and we congratulate you once again.
Thank you so much.
Neha, I would like to give it to you now.
Thank you so much. Congratulations to all the winners. And moving on, I hope you all are enjoying this evening. And if you are enjoying this evening, show us it through emojis. You can show us hearts, you can clap, you can use the icon which is there, which says reaction. So can we get to see more and more reactions? Can we do so? Okay, I see Ravindra clapping and I see thumbs up. I see heart, celebration. Thank you, everyone. So if you are enjoying this event and you look forward to be part of the ILA events in future as well, I would like to help you out with some of our signature programs. So I would request you all to save the dates. Let me share my screen and I will tell you about our programs. I hope you all can see my screen.
Yes, Neha.
Thank you. So talking about our first ever, what I would say, it's our first ever integrated course, which is into the life coaching along with neuro-linguistic programming and mindfulness certification course. This course, we are going to start from 5th of February. And it's a new integration that Indian Leadership Academy has started since January 2022. So this is a 6 weekends course, and wherein 3 weekends will be dedicated for coaching and another 3 weekends will be dedicated for NLP, that is neuro-linguistic programming and mindfulness. This particular certification course